Welcome to episode 184 of Folks Talking Sports. It's going to be a not too long show. It won't be an hour, that's for sure. I am KG Chris Gardner of the Houston Round Ball Review, and with me is Kenitra Pulliams. KP, how are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, and thank you to those watching on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook. If you know me, you follow me, you know why this show won't be more than an hour or even close to that, because 7:10, 7:15-ish Central Time, Game 7 between the Detroit Pistons and the Cleveland Cavaliers will tip off. I said Detroit in 7, so I feel that my vision is needed to watch the game on Prime to ensure my prediction is correct. So without further ado, we'll let everyone know watching us on the platforms. Everyone else is busy. AJ's busy. A.D. Moore is busy. Laquita Thompson is busy. Willie Gibson is busy. So KP and I are gonna fight through this, get it done. Queen Wanda Polk, thank you. Good evening to you as well. Kenitra, we're gonna touch on NBA playoffs, some Comets, Houston Comets. I think we can call them the Comets, even though they don't have a brand name yet, or the logo, trademark. But first things first, how are you, of course?
I'm good.
And Kenitra is busy. Oh, let's see, he would do this. This man texted me and said he was busy. So now I got to work some magic here to bring him on the screen. So
Never
bear with
too
me,
busy
everyone,
for you.
as I bring him on the screen. Because he texted me and said that he was busy and would not be able to make it. So that's why I have had AJ up there instead, because AJ said he tried to make it. But bringing him on as quickly as I can is Mr. Adolphus A.D. Moore from the AdMax Corner. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon, Chris.
Good afternoon, sir.
No, man, here's what happened.
See what happened?
Initially, yeah, what had happened? Thank you, KP. What had really happened? Initially, I wasn't going to, but in sort of had KP having to deal with your insufferable deep thought,
Oh,
I
that's
felt
what
like
it
she
was.
needed help. I felt like she needed help. So, to the rescue.
Well, and let me say
where's your
this.
cape?
Yes. Yeah, where's your superhero cape, Mr. Moore? And it's been a long time. You remember there used to be a viewer who was a big fan of yours, AD. Early on, it was me, you, and Willie, I think. And this person loved AD Moore. Oh man, where's AD? I miss AD. Good to see AD. I'm glad AD's on the show. Oh, I just love that shiny. Whatever. So remember that, Mr. Moore?
I don't. Yeah, I do. I hadn't heard from the individual in a while.
Yeah.
So
So it's been a long time. I hope that person is okay. But
yeah,
both of you, and we're going to talk NBA playoffs right now. But the reason the show is starting at 6, two reasons. One, if Minnesota would have won Game 6, Spurs Minnesota would be tipping off at 7. There would have been that. In that case, there would have been FTS at 7, and Detroit Cleveland would have taken place at 4. But since the Spurs dispatched of Minnesota so thoroughly in Game 6, it's only one Game 7, and NBA and Amazon Prime moved that tip off to 7 o'clock Central Time. Therefore, FTS bumped up to 6 o'clock, so I can watch the game and hopefully root my team on to victory and have my prediction be right 2 times in a row, because I said Detroit in 7 first round and Detroit in 7 second round. But your thoughts, either of you go first. Your thoughts on tonight's game, your thoughts on what the Spurs did to Minnesota. Should Minnesota tweak or blow it up? Have at it.
No, I mean,
KP.
'cause Dante wasn't playing, so no, they shouldn't blow it up.
Oh, I agree. I mean, they shouldn't panic. They have a good young core. Should they try to trade Julius Randle and the guys who are 30 and up and stick with the younger core? How about that?
I concur with the younger core. Julius Randle. I think he can still be. I think it's good to have a good, valuable veteran still there. But if they can get 2 for 1, 3 for 1, hey, nice having.
And it's a business, so that's not. And Julius did not do himself any favors in Game 6, going with 1 for 8 and being just awful in Game 6. And early on, the Spurs guards had their way with Minnesota's perimeter defense. They the screen and roll defense. Julius, he stuck with Wemby, had no help at all. There was too many strolls to the lane, to the bucket for easy layups in the first quarter, set the tone. And there was more than once Julius was talking to a guard like they were lost on what they were supposed to do on how to defend the pick and roll. Okay, one time is okay. But if it happens 2 or 3 times, somebody it's almost like someone's messing up on purpose because they were not on the same page on how to defend that at all. And that is a disgrace in a Game 6. But y'all's thoughts on tonight, Game 7. And keep in mind, I have the power of the studio. I can cut y'all off real quick.
This this sounds like the current administration that if you
It's free
don't say
speech
what I want,
based on your answer.
huh? Oh, free speech. Oh, I feel like the senator from uh, Louisiana who got primary. You know, KP.
But honestly,
Look,
what do y'all think about tonight's game?
I am rooting for Cleveland because of Jared Allen.
That Longhorn, she supports the Longhorns. I respect that. I still love her, but her Longhorn affinity. Sometimes I have to just deduct a point from my.
Or hit mute.
But it's okay. AD, Detroit, Cleveland, Game 7 in Detroit. Who you picking?
The other night during the post game, heard Cody, who used to be in Houston,
Uh huh.
asking him a question,
Cody
and I
Davis,
said,
yes sir.
"Yeah, Cody, that's Cody Davis." So I would like to hear Cody continue to ask some more questions.
I like that answer. I'll accept that answer. So AD is picking Detroit in 7, so that works for me. And I text him every so often during the games. My Piston fandom when I frustrated with Cade and turnovers, and he still got to clean those up. There's way too many careless turnovers. But Spurs OKC in the Western Conference Finals. Who you got? Who you picking?
Spurs.
Spurs.
Yeah,
All right. Why?
7 game. Wimby
Okay.
and the supporting cast.
Denitra.
Well, I wonder, conspiracy theorist me, the voting for player or MVP, is that the motivational battery in Wimby's back? So to me, he should have won MVP.
Think
We'll
so?
see. We'll see. I mean, it could have been as simple as Shea on the team with the best record in the league.
But I mean,
Some
that's
of
what I'm
them could have
saying.
done that
Like
too. You
that
know.
doesn't necessarily, but that doesn't necessarily, MVP doesn't just like I hate that reasoning. Hey, best record, best player, go. Most valuable. If you removed said player from that team, how does that impact what that team is able to do?
Well, what was the Spurs record
Reasonable.
without Wemby in games he missed this year? I don't know off the top of my head, but
I don't know.
but what your logic is sound. Thrello, how you doing? Good to hear from you, brother. Thank you for
It's
watching, tuning
subjective.
in. Yeah, I mean, because based on your logic, a player like Cade Cunningham wouldn't win because Detroit won games down the stretch without him when he was out with the punctured lung. I think Detroit won like 9-3 or something like that. So thanks to Dennis Jenkins playing point guard, starting at point guard. So that your reasoning, I'm good with that. Thurlow knows this, and folks who see me on the Rocket shows. As a fan, from a fan perspective, if I'm a fan, the only MVP award I want my player, my team to win, a player on my team to win, is the NBA Finals MVP. Because 9 times out of 10, 9 out of 100, that means my team won the championship. Other than that, regular season stuff, that's my money for Shea in his contract. Other than that, it's not that big a deal to me who wins the regular season MVP. But back to Cavs Detroit. Who do the Pistons? Who has a better chance against the Knicks, Cavs or Detroit? Thurlow, Miss Wanda as well. Detroit, I say Detroit as well. Yeah, I think Detroit's defense is a better matchup against the Knicks. I still pick the Knicks to win the series, but I'd say Detroit. Kenichi, what do you say?
Well, I mean, you know who I'm rooting for.
Oh, the Nova Knicks, right? Jalen Brunson and all them. So, yes. She's consistent, AD. She is consistent. Villanova, Texas, that's where fandom's, Okay.
No shame. It's no shame in us shame.
No. I respect that. All right. Thursday. What Thursday? The Houston Comets had a press conference. The Houston Rockets / Houston Comets had a press conference. Shanae Ogumake was the MC, moderator, or whatever, of the press conference, of the presser. We know we discussed on previous editions of Folks Talking Sports regarding the Houston Comets, and I guess specifically it's Houston Comets, the logo and the trademark, rather than Houston Comets' name. But during the presser, wrong thing. Let me get this up here. Where did it go? 80 threw me off here, but here we go. Houston Comets, Rockets president of business operations, quote regarding the trademark. We feel very good that we're the Houston Comets. That process is run by the WNBA, but we feel very confident. What say y'all about her confidence in that the Comets trademark logo, they'll win in court, they'll win or it's theirs. There's nothing really even to discuss in legal terms with TSTM. Comets branding, Comets logo will be theirs for the 2027 season.
I'm still looking side-eyed at the organization at the league to begin with, and how this all transpired. Like, how did the Comets jump the line to get a franchise?
Well,
really?
I mean, that's the biggest question. Mr. Moore?
KP, really? Are you really looking that big of a side eye at it? I mean, they offered $300 and some million for this franchise, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that the largest amount for a franchise for a WNBA team?
No.
It's not?
No. See, that's the spin that their PR people put out.
Okay. Correct me then.
The two franchises in the Northeast, the Boston group, the Hartford group, bid or willing to bid $325 million to have this Connecticut Sun stay in the Northeast, but move to Boston or Hartford.
Okay, wait, but hold up. No. You said willing to. I'm saying accepted bids. It's a difference in willing to and then executing a bid.
Sure, you said what you said was not what you did not say accepted bids.
Oh, okay.
You said the Comets made the highest bid. No.
Look.
They did not make the highest bid. The league accepted the Comets bid, which made it the highest bid that the league wanted, because they did not want to have a board of governors, according to them, their policies, whatever. Only the league can determine when a team can move. That's how they got around denying the Mohegan Sun, the Connecticut Sun ownership, relocating to where they wanted to relocate rather than what the league wanted to relocate to, which was Houston. So that's the crux of it right there. Because Kathy Engelbert said last summer, was whenever one of those press conferences for Portland or Cleveland or Toronto, whoever it was, that Houston is next in line. And everyone was like, huh? Mm-hmm. Houston next in line for what? Because Tillman and C. Anthony, I see you got the email with the video. Yep. Because Tillman's initial bid for an expansion franchise was not even $250 million. A couple of years ago, he wanted an expansion franchise. That's what he was asked at a Rockets press conference. And he said his preference was an expansion franchise, not a relocated franchise. He said that at a Rockets press conference. And then when his bids were, he was outbid for Toronto and Portland and Cleveland, all we knew was Tillman made the lowest bid of those franchises. So when Kathy Engelbert said publicly that Houston was next in line, that's when the questions began being asked, like Kanicha, and everyone else. What? It make sense. The math ain't mathing. So
but the math is mathing. If you start at $250 million, and then all of a sudden your
it wasn't even 250 million. It was under 250.
Well, whatever the demarcation from the dollar demarcation, the reported accepted bid is now $300 million. Correct. Accepted bid.
Accepted bid. Okay. Correct.
The accepted bid was $300 million. A few pennies here or there. So that means the math did make sense, because wherever Tillman was at that initial time, as far as a new expanded new franchise or whatever the case might have been, to where he is now, that's more money hit the table. This is almost equivalent to Bob McNair when he made his initial payment for the NFL to get the Houston Texans. Bob threw extra money in, and invariably that extra money brought Houston a Super Bowl in a reasonable quick period of time. Okay, now one does not have anything to do with the other. I'm just making the analogy on what happens when you put the additional money down.
We're not denying that nor disputing that. What I think many still want to know is why. I think without being asked, why did Kathy Engelbert say at that press conference that Houston was next in line? Not Nashville, not other cities who made initially the higher bid for a new franchise. She said Houston, which indicates or could indicate that she and the ambassador to Italy, or she and her people and the ambassador to Italy, had already made a wink deal for Tillman to get a franchise. That's what this all comes down to. Which leads to another question of, if that was all winked, why did the WNBA let the Houston Comets brand trademark lapse and give up ownership and allow someone like TSTM Travis Scott to purchase it?
Because the right hand did not understand what the left hand was doing. That's as simple as I can explain it, without getting into the minutiae of business transaction. Because somebody in the WNBA office fell asleep, and that's really what that boiled down to. And you know what? I applaud Travis Scott, because you know what? Because Travis Scott is getting ready to come back with some ducats in his pocket. There's plenty of ducats in his pocket. Right, KP? I mean, that's it. This is a capitalistic system, and you know what? I applaud Travis and his people, because you know what? Touche.
But what if, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a trademark lawyer. I need to ask my cousin. She's in this. I need to talk to Andrea about this, actually. And ask, is TSTM injured in or hurt in their case or their negotiations because they have not done anything with the logo, anything with the trademark, made any public, whatever, because it could be differences. Well, you say you plan to do something with the trademark, but you haven't yet. The WNBA and lawyers could say, well, we had the Houston Comets logo and branding for 97 2021 for 25 years. And so, but we'll see how it goes. I wish him, well, I agree with you. I think it's going to get paid, but I don't know the legalese of it. I need to talk to my cousin. I need to reach out to her tomorrow and see if I can interview her about this specifically. But so, yeah, because I plan to talk to her about NIL as well. So try to get her on the show, interview her during my upcoming summer schedule at school. But here are some renderings that the Rockets/Comets shared Thursday on the website, sent to the media. Now I'm going to share some of them with the audience here, the folks talking sports crew and my colleagues. About, I think, nine pictures. Okay. Now, that is the hydrotherapy area. Okay. And it says Houston Comets on the wall. So it looks kind of nice. But I'm going to jump to one of two images of the practice court. What do y'all see in the upper right? On the wall. Kind of cut off.
No. Well, here's the one thing.
You see that banner? That's Houston Comets banner.
Yeah, but that's stuck off there. That's clearly not. Here's the one thing at the hydrotherapy pool that's quite evident. It just says Houston Comets.
Correct.
But normally, no.
You noticed that too.
Though.
Yes.
No, here's the deal, though, Chris. You don't see a circle with an aura nowhere. If you go back to the little Houston Comets poster on the side, I guarantee you will see that Houston Comet with a circle aura, which means a registered trademark. Basically, this is not a registered trademark. That's just a name up there.
Very good, Mr. Moore.
Very good. Very plain. It's very plain, Chris. Okay, so really, they have not settled this issue because if they would have put anything close to the original Houston Comets right there in this big logo right there, Travis Scott would be injured right now, as what they're trying to say he's not injured or whatever the case. I'm not keeping up with the case, and I've only had basically a year's worth of business law, enough to make everybody dangerous and me to get sued. So I'm gonna leave it alone. Anyway,
Anita, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, it just, like, I don't know. It looks kind of very vanilla. You know.
Yeah, it's plain enough. It's not a threat to the registered trademark of the Houston Comets that they do not have, are not in receipt of, or not the owners of at this point in time.
But they're very, very,
That's
very confident that it's not a problem. It'll get done.
okay. Sure. Yeah,
Right.
anything's resolvable when you exchange, when the medium of exchange is a sizable denomination.
Yeah. I
I.e.,
mean, my question is, listening to the press conference and reading it, so like these renovations aren't supposed to be completed until after next season.
Right. And Justin, this stuff will take place at Toyota Center. Yes.
Like they said, fall 2027.
Right.
In the WNBA season, spring 2027.
And summer.
But it's still.
What, AD, what are you gonna say?
No. I'm gonna take my lawyer's hat off right now. I'm not going. I'm gonna quit playing one on the show. But I tell you what, I know some guys. I'm not sure what they charging per hour, but their retainers. The lawyers with their retainers ought to be smiling. Both sides to be smiling right about now. And if I'm Travis Scott, I'm gonna make sure my lawyers get paid too.
I mean, I think more stuff is going on.
Oh,
More
without a
legal,
doubt.
machinations are being discussed and all that great stuff. Um, right. They don't want to be sued, so the colors are kind of neutral and everything of that sort, without a doubt. But, it's still early in the negotiations, it looks like.
And here to me, and I'm almost. This is not a wild theory or something like this. To me, does this not help Travis Scott still, who will continue to rehabilitate his image after all that to me, if Travis plays this right, Travis can help rehabilitate. I know he was going through some image rehabilitation with after that disaster with the concert and everything, and with all of that. So I'm just thinking outside of that. I'm not sure if that's part of the process at TM and with Travis Scott's agency and what have you. But this might go a long way. Work something out, and at the end, does it leave him looking in a more magnanimous position
Are they going to try
moving
and strong
forward?
arm him?
They could, but and here I'm going to get back to the other drawings in a moment. But this is a great question from C. Anthony. Is a questionable naming status a reflection of what's to come from management?
I mean, they kind of tap dance like, hey, we want to be respectful of the Sun and their current season. We don't want to interfere or tamper or distract, but we do want their input and we want them to feel welcome and have a role with the Comets here in Houston next season.
Well, I'm going to say this. I think it's an issue that they don't have a president of basketball operations for the Comets specifically. Gretchen Shear is with the Rockets. Okay, she should stick with the Rockets. Period. They need someone. They need a separate staff for the Comets. Okay. Don't have the cross. You can have cross promotion. That's fine. But they did hire someone from some sports analytic person who was working the Comets analytic person working right now with the Connecticut Sun in terms of personnel and things of that sort to maybe have some input on the Comets roster for next season. I think I saw the box score. Brittany Griner did not play in one of the most recent games for Connecticut. Haley Van Lith is a new member of the Sun. It would not surprise me if Haley Van Lith is a Comet. I think chances are of her being a Comet are greater than Brittany Griner being a Comet next year. Brittany might be here name only, but she's not going to play. BZ's time on the court. Father Time is undefeated. Period. So we'll see how many games and how many DNPs Brittany gets this season, but that could be an indication of she may retire at the end of this season and not even put on a Houston Comets jersey next year. But needs to be separate people in charge for the Comets. You need to have a point person for the Comets, not someone from the Rockets speaking for the Comets. Okay, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's how it is at the other WNBA franchise. They don't have someone from their NBA team speaking for the WNBA team. Regarding trades and transactions, personnel, no, we got somebody for that. Talk to player person X about that. So the sooner they hire the staff, it's nice. We're going to be respectful of the Connecticut Sun and the coach. It should not bring that staff back. It's a clean house, period. New staff and probably a whole new roster. But
How many seasons? On a side note, Chris, because you alluded to something about Brittany Griner. How many seasons does she have with the WNBA now?
I'd have to look and see. But yeah, Justin, I can't think of his name right now, but they did hire somebody from ESPN. He's an analytic person, and he's the bridge with the Sun and the Comets in terms of personnel and all that kind of stuff. And Thrillo, I think initially the plan, Connecticut and BG to sign with Connecticut was because of the move to Houston. Yeah. I want to
BG's
see how
been in
much
the
he
league
plays this year in Connecticut.
2013.
How many?
2013 was her first year.
So,
13.
so she missed a year or so.
Yeah. She will be 36 this fall.
Yeah. And she doesn't have much left in the tank. So let's not even think she's going to have an impact beyond her name on the floor next year for the team. So that, I don't see it. And I've known Brittany since she was in high school. So there's no shade on that at all. Heck, she was in 10th grade in high school. So we go back a long, long way. But time will tell. And I think, let's see, the Sun, have they won a game yet? Let's see. The Sun is 0-4.
What are their crowds been like? Because I had not watched them play at all, or even if they are on, I don't really. Because trying to find, I mean, I know the WNBA is on what I think TNT or not TNT, iOS
USA,
or somebody.
AD, they're on
Ion.
NBC today. They were on NBC this
Well,
afternoon.
Well, I wasn't available on.
Ion on Friday nights on Ion. Attendance for Friday's game against Las Vegas, was it Friday? Played the Aces back-to-back, I think, was 5,452. And then they played them again. So it might have been maybe a Thursday, Friday kind of setup, back-to-back. So the second game attendance was, let's see, 7,265. That was Friday. So that's roughly what the Comets had in their last season when they were playing over at NRG Arena. But that won't be a problem. Attendance would not be a problem next year for the Comets. Next year, almost, it doesn't matter who they have on the roster, honestly, for the first month or two. As fans, glad the Comets are back in town. And as we touched on previous FTS shows, great draft class next year. Juju Watkins part of that class. Mid-range Madison Booker's in that class. Hannah Doggo's in that class. So a promising draft pick with that first pick will add to the excitement for Comet fans. Look forward to it, and we'll see how many media people, cover the Comets next summer and all of that. But so Thrillo, Justin said she's excited to come home. Well, she can come back home and be a fan. That means she's gonna play a lot.
Was that your welcome mat, Chris, for BG?
No.
If it was, okay. I wasn't sure.
So last game against the Aces, he did not play due to a left foot injury. So yeah, they're currently 0-4. But AD, you missed a hell of a game today between the Aces and the Atlanta Dream. 85-84 is the final score. Las Vegas won. Chelsea Gray with the game winner. But yes, WNBA has games on NBC, Ion, USA Today, USA Network, Prime. What else? Is there something else? KP, ESPN, ABC as well. So there. Gets to a question, and then we'll go to the college football playoff, and then that'll wrap it up. Is it does it concern you for all pro sports to have their games on so many different platforms, linear and streaming, that fans, it's hard to find the games because they're on CBS and ESPN and TNT and Ion and whatever.
CW.
See all of that, CW as well. Is that an area of concern for you? Justin, Thrillo, what do y'all think as well? Miss Wanda, is it a concern that the league's conferences are on so many different places now?
Yes, and in my opinion, yes and no. Here's the reason I'm sort of equivocating on that. That's the same question that's been put to Roger Goodell in the NFL about the fact that their Prime and Netflix are now getting more games, more Prime games, and folks are sort of looking at Roger like, well, aren't you really about cutting out the fan, over the linear TV and so forth? And Roger's attitude was, well, 87% of our games are on linear channels, but the ones that's really paying the $1 billion freight are the Netflix and the Prime, though. And so it seems like they don't have a cash flow problem on those networks, at least not at the moment. So really, I mean, come on. We know this is strict. This is about feeding the bank, and the bank is the owner's pockets. And again, just you might have a problem because I realize sometimes, Chris, like you, I've ran across some WNBA games, but then I'm trying to catch up on the Stanley Cup action, and all of a sudden I went like, I'll be quite candid with you. I go like, oh, they on this channel too. And that's really, I mean, is that a good reason or not? At least stumble across them somewhere. It's kind of hard not to. It's not kind of hard not to miss them. When you're on that many platforms, it's kind of hard not to miss your product. So I don't know if that's by happen chance or what have you. That's not an ideal way to market because you can't keep up with everything.
Kenitra?
Yeah, I to me, it's excessive. Yes, it's good that it's accessible for the most part. But yeah, you're trying to figure out like there are many times when if I couldn't like NBA playoffs, I looked ABC, NBC, ESPN. If I couldn't find it, whatever. I'm not trying to work that hard to find the game.
Understood. And being candid with y'all and everybody watching us on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook, only reason I got Prime right now is I got the 30-day free trial. Okay, I didn't have Prime for the entire season. I didn't have League Pass for this season. Wasn't in my budget. My budget got zapped, so I'm starting over. So I got the 30-day free trial for Amazon Prime. So that's how I watch Game 7 tonight. If I had to pay for it, I wouldn't be watching Game 7. I'm not going to. I'm not paying
I don't have
extra
it, so I
stuff.
won't be watching.
Yeah,
Be at
So
the ice house.
So if there's stuff, I'm not driving, wasting my gas that either.
Shit.
I can't afford that either.
Right.
Okay, and I can't afford to go to Ice House. That's somebody gonna pay for my drinks and stuff. I can't afford that. I work for a school district now. All right, so by definition of that, we are poor. I'm like Kelvin Sampson now. We're poor.
A
Poor.
public
Oh,
school system.
A public school, not a private school system. A public school in the hood.
not a charter school system, a
No, sir.
public school system.
A
Yeah.
public school system. But Justin says this, and I'll get back to the pictures, then we'll get to CFP. Guess the power of choice is good. The good thing about it is you can cancel it at any time. Can't cancel cable with their contracts. And this, I kind of agree with this from Queen Wanda as well. She has Prime, but she thinks it's a little sad that a Game 7 is on a streaming channel only. I agree. I think the ratings could be even higher if that game was on NBC, ABC, or ESPN than just on Prime.
And,
But
and see, that's the thing, especially, with the college games, with there being so many linear channels. To me, there should be no excuse to have something streaming only.
I think it should be both. I agree. I think simulcast. I think playoff, tournament, bowl games, whatever should be simulcast. But real quick, back to the pictures. So let me post these up so everybody can look at them, and then we'll talk about, speaking of CFP. This picture of the weight room,
Very lackluster.
locker room, and let me get through the pictures, and I have a question. The player vanity area from one angle, then another angle. And that's the WNBA logo you see on the wall, not the Comets logo, the WNBA logo. The dining area, it's just generic. And then the medical training area, generic. But regarding the locker room,
Quick question: are they changing on your screen? Because I'm still looking at the ice pool.
Yeah, mine didn't change.
it didn't change. That's weird.
Mine was
No,
just hydrotherapy
no,
pool.
yeah, ice. I call it the ice pool. I just wanted to make sure if it was. You mentioned you going through it, but I don't know. I've already seen the whole, but I didn't. I don't know if the rest of the people got a chance to see what you were talking about.
That's disappointing. I'll have to figure out why that was the case. But thank you for telling me that. But the locker room.
Were these AI generated photographs?
I mean, it's what the Comets/Rockets sent us.
Absolutely AI.
But most likely,
Oh,
yes.
okay, okay.
But
No, that makes
the
sense. That's 'cause
Rockets have their own practice facility, their own training practice area. For game days, they have their own locker room at Toyota Center. So I'm wondering where the Comets locker room is going to be at Toyota Center. I hope it's going to be separate because that's part of the new CBA between the players and the league. So they're going to build a brand new Comets-specific locker room inside Toyota Center. I hope that's correct. I mean, they have to, honestly.
What
Yeah.
is this part? Is this part of Tillman's new with
It's
a new opening?
Toyota
Is
Center
that part of the
reimagined. That's
whole?
how they're building it. Yes.
Okay,
Toyota Center
all right,
reimagined. Uh-huh.
okay, all right.
So that's part of the how many $100 million being spent for the upgrades on the outside and inside of Toyota Center. Justin, I believe so. I think they are going to use that picture that I showed that apparently no one else saw of the practice court. Y'all saw the practice court, right? Y'all saw that. You saw the practice
Well,
court and the right.
no, only thing we saw was the hydro pool. That's what it was telling you. You kept
Okay, so
going
you didn't
through
even see
it,
that.
but
You did not see the practice court at all.
no, I've already seen it other places.
No, no, I'm saying, but
Not.
no. But what I'm saying, you didn't see the practice court tonight.
No, that
Okay.
didn't change. You always said that was the hydro pool.
All right. Let me try that. I'm gonna close everything else off. Mr. Moore, see, this is a thing that I get on you about learning how everything works. So clap my hand. So I'm gonna close everything off and see what we see here. All right.
Okay, now we're seeing.
So do you see
Yeah,
that?
there you go.
The
Yeah,
practice court.
practice court. Yeah.
Okay. So Justin, based on the windows and stuff, that is where the Rockets used to practice. Okay. So that's where I think the Comets will have their practice court. All right. So
So the Comets are getting sloppy seconds, and the Rockets are getting new.
hey,
Ask
Woo!
she said that. Kanitra Pulliam
Yeah,
said that. Not A.D. Moore nor
KP,
Chris Gardner. Kanitra Pulliam
KP.
said that.
All
She came
right,
off the top
Queen.
rope came off the top rope with that
She,
elbow, that atomic
well,
elbow. She
no, no, no,
dropped.
no, 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 no. She came off the top. She came off the cage that was coming down and came off and
She came
hit
off the
everybody.
ladder. The ladder with that in a ladders match and dropped down with the atomic elbow or a leg drop with that one. Okay. Yeah.
That's why she's. That's why she's the queen.
That's why she is
I'm just
Kenitra
asking for
Williams.
clarification.
But it's a great question. That's where I say this is where the Rockets used to practice. So this is going to be the Comets' new practice court. So now where I think I figured out how to show the images for everybody. Let me see if I can get back to it real quick. All right. Next is another angle of the practice court. Y'all see that?
Yep.
Okay, so I learned you have to close them, AD, close the additional images to show the other ones. I have them all on the same layer. We're learning on this platform as well. So that is another angle from the practice court. Okay? Now I'll try again. The weight room. See that?
Yep.
You know, it's generic, but it's a weight room. Okay? I wish I had a drop the mic sound effect. So I could have played it when Kenitra said what she said. But she said it sincerely, but very firmly and sternly. Okay,
Is
so
that
now
the Rocket? Is this the Rockets' old weight room? I'm just.
we never saw the weight room over at Toyota Center, but probably so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, well, glance at it. If you went the back way stairs, you kind of got a little brief look at it. So this probably is it. Yes. So locker room. This is the Rockets locker room. Just white. Okay. So there used to be AD, Kenitra, you all know this. Viewers know this. When the Arrows played at Toyota Center, there used to be space for the Arrows to have their own locker room. I think with renovations and upgrades to the building after the Arrows, folded, left, whatever,
They folded.
those locker rooms became something else, like suite or whatever.
Wait, Chris, hold up.
Yes.
Let's clarify something. I don't think the Arrows ever played down at Toyota Center. I think they were at where the church is. Now, I don't know if the Arrows ever played at Toyota Center. I'm trying to remember because I covered them.
No. I mean, there was a hockey team. I mean, they weren't NHL, but there was a hockey
Oh,
team that played at Toyota Center. Maybe in
okay.
the AHL, because I remember going to a game being, I say drag, but my friends wanted me to go, so I decided to check it out. But yeah. But
Okay.
locker rooms, because the lack of locker rooms years ago is one of the things the NCAA Women's Basketball Committee used as a reason to not choose Houston for Women's Final Four at Toyota Center. And I know for a fact there were ways, and there are ways around that, but they didn't want to hear that. But anyhow, don't get me started on that. All right. So back to the renderings as we close it out here. So that's the locker room. Here's the vanity area. One angle of it. Whatever. Kenitra, thoughts on that? Nothing? No?
I don't.
No,
It looks
I'm
like
not touch. I'm not touching this one.
it looked like a hotel lobby.
Okay. Well, here's it. How about this? The dining area. Check this out.
That looks like a Courtyard Marriott.
All right. And it does, actually. It does kind of look like that, yeah. Okay. And lastly, the medical training area.
Very generic.
Now, that's similar to how the Rockets training area looks over at the new place. I will say that. So there you have it for that. Now back to it.
Justin, thank you. I agree.
That looks like an airport lounge serving fruit juices and cereal. Well,
And yes, there are Texas high schools with better facilities than these renderings.
that free breakfast area, yeah, it kind of gave out that vibe. And let me see. It's been so long since I did this. Let me see. How do I do this? I don't even know how to play a sound effect on here. I got to get used to it again. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, here we go. So that's to
Well,
Kenitra, Justin, everybody for that one. So I guess what y'all are saying, um,
I'm not impressed.
I'll go. You're not impressed, and I'll go with this.
This jig is the gas face, man.
Yep. Y'all agree with that? Y'all give the renderings the gas face. All right. Well, I think y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Everybody watching on us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. What are your thoughts on the discussion? Is it inevitable that the college football playoff expands to 24 teams?
it shouldn't be, but it's eventually going to. It's already going in that direction. I mean,
Same for like
because
NCAA tournament.
yeah, yeah, it. I like it at the 12, or you could have maybe went to 18 or what. I mean, but okay,
No,
24.
12. Stick at 12.
Well, okay, fine. I mean, I'm to me, all it's doing is allowing the SEC and the Big Ten to just fill up and fill up and go, and then have a playoff between the Big Ten and the Big Ten and the SEC.
Get rid of the conference championship games.
I
Okay.
think that's a far, I think that's a foregone
I'm glad you
conclusion,
brought that
KB,
up, Kanich, but where is the Big 12 going to make up that money, the revenue that they're losing from not having a conference championship game?
because because you expanding the field, and then the fact that they want to be through playing. They don't want that 2 week gap in between anymore. That means teams gonna start playing. So that means you start at the respective schools. Uh, Team with the better record will have 2 or 3 games at home. You make up the money like there, because I guarantee you that's just an additional home games for those teams.
Yeah,
That is your money made up right there.
yeah, and you get a bigger slice, the participation slice.
Yeah. Period.
Oh,
That money,
oh,
that money goes. That money stays to you. The parking revenue and everything that's going to happen. If you get a back-to-back games at your place, you still get all that parking revenue and all the other stuff. It stays at home with you. That's the incentive.
okay, but if Houston and Texas Tech meet in the Big 12 conference championship game, do they split that money because the game is in Arlington at a neutral site rather than Texas Tech or Houston hosting that game and only goes to the home team?
It's the benefit of getting a home team. To me, it's the benefit. I mean, you got to have some incentive for the team to want to be the top. The top seeded team's going to be the one that's going to benefit the most. So I mean, that you still, to me, and if you want to keep the competition involved in this all the way, you playing for a seed. You playing for a top seed spot, literally. And the incentive is you get the parking revenues and all the other stuff. You get to keep the folks
Oh,
with that
oh,
buy the
no.
suites.
I agree with what you're saying, but for the smaller schools, well, schools from the smaller conferences,
Chris,
their
stop,
conference
stop.
championship games, they make money for the conference championship games from the conference championship games. So they're
Chris,
not going to
Chris.
get any of that by going to Indiana,
Nobody.
Michigan,
No,
or whatever.
no, no. This is not about the small schools anymore. This is about the schools with the clout. That's what this is going to. Okay,
Well,
and let's
will the
put it
24
for
team
themselves.
playoff, will that diminish the importance of the regular season of college football?
No, because you still want to have a top seed. You still want to be in a top five, in the say the top five or top six. you still want to get that top seed, top rank, because that guarantees you at least one home game, if not two home games.
And I see 24. Let's see what they do. Probably have
24,
top eight.
12.
Top eight
Yeah.
get buys. So 9 through 16 host 17 through 24. Then the winners of those 8 games face the top eight, and then that'll be your quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And then your quarterfinals, semifinals, that's right, something like that. Yep.
Yeah, and really, so really, what we talking about then? So that put that the bowl games are not, but the bowl games gonna have a say so in this. So that becomes those are the bowl games will be your quarters and your semis, and what have you. Okay, that's where you, because the bowl. I mean, you gonna shut the bowl games out. Now there will be some people come up missing.
Oh well,
But wait, I have issue with them petitioning to get five and teams with 5 and 6 records into bowl eligibility. No, stop.
okay. Then do you have issue with when you have a 2014 playoff, a team that is 8-4 in the playoff?
No.
No, you, you got an opportunity. I mean, because if you look at
Yeah,
those
okay.
four
What?
losses,
Well, all right. How about this? What if they're 8-4 or worse, 7-5 in the Big Ten or SEC, and Army is 11-1 in the American and doesn't get picked? I'm just throwing it out there as a possibility. Whatever. 10-2 North Texas from the
Yeah.
American. Whatever.
There is no perfect scenario. There's going to be
yeah,
flaws. I mean, even with the NCAA basketball tournaments expanding, there's going to be people who are pissed off for not being included.
I
There's no
agree.
perfect.
yeah,
People are obsessed with college. I mean, there are millions of people who watch the, the Weed Eater Bowl. I mean, there are too many damn bowls. I've thought that for years, and I'll say it. It doesn't matter. I'll stand. I will die on this hill by myself. That's okay.
Absolutely.
That Division One college football is the only division in sports in America where you have 40 teams that end a season with a win. 40. Or however many bowl games there are, 40, 41, 42, all in a season with a win.
And like and talking about how do you position and who hosts and whatever. Like, why is it that every year the Hawaii Bowl, Hawaii's playing in it? That's a home. It's a home game
Right? It's a home game with sparse crowds.
for a
Yeah.
home bowl game. So it's just like, what are we doing?
you giving a vacation to whatever team accepts the invitation to go out there.
Do
That's
you know
what
how
you're
much
doing.
money it costs?
But
Oh,
that's a huge expense though.
well, I concur. I mean, but you know what? It's just like when you look at nationally advertised products. What's the caption at the bottom of it? These prices are good except in Alaska and Hawaii. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so okay, so
That will
these
do it.
both.
Thank you to AD Moore and Kenitra and Justin and Big Thrillo and Wanda and everybody for joining this discussion of episode 184
And you
of
thought we
Folks
weren't
Talking
going now.
Sports. We went over a little bit over than I wanted to, but I'm still under the hour on the clock.
Yeah.
But thank you to both of you for letting me know. I figured out something on the fly regarding the pictures in the multimedia. You got to close them out and cover them up so everybody can see the others. So learn that. So salute to you for that. I appreciate that. Year plus in this new platform, we are still learning, and that's part of the beauty of live stream shows. And Mr. Moore,
Yes,
the
sir.
floor is yours, and I'm gonna put you on the big screen and then show how folks can contact you.
Without a doubt, as always, folks say appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity, as always. And don't forget, if you have not subscribed to the AdMax Corner YouTube channel, please do so. Along, I can catch you on IG and Threads, also on Twitter, X, whatever the Africana is calling this. What he calls it now, AD_more64. Appreciate the opportunity as always, and I appreciate the Queen because she came off the top turnbuckle tonight. Yeah.
I am probably going to share that clip on social media.
No, no kidding.
Yes, on Instagram. Oh, let me go and do this on these two platforms specifically, on Folks Talking Sports and Instagram, on Threads and IG at Folks Talking Sports. So thank you, Kenitra Pulliams. Folks can find you on LinkedIn.
That's where I am.
All right,
And
that will do it.
and
So for Justin, Big Thrillo, Wanda, I think I saw a comment from, who did I see the comment from? Comment from somebody I hadn't seen in a while. Let me see if I can pull it back up here. See, Anthony, can't forget about you, most definitely. KDC, that was who it was. KDC, I hadn't seen you in a while. Thank you for that. Thank you for comments. Go Pistons. Hope they win. I hope Marcus Sasser gets a chance to play and play well if he does get those minutes tonight in Game 7. Oh, I forgot to say this. Earlier today, Sunday, Houston Cougars Athletics announced that they will not offer a new contract to baseball head coach Todd Whitting. So his 16 years in charge at Houston finally come to an end. 16 years, 4 trips to the NCAA tournament. Do the math. 16 years, 4 trips to the NCAAs. Do the math. He's a UH alum. But it's results. Got to win. And the last couple of years, they didn't make it to the Big 12 tournament. It's 14 teams make the Big 12 tournament. Cougars didn't do that this year. So a national search has begun for the next head coach at the University of Houston baseball. So thank you very much to everyone for participating in this great discussion. Thank you for helping me learn something new about this platform. I appreciate that as well. And we're going to do it again next Sunday, hopefully, with these colleagues, maybe more members of the Folks Talking Sports family. And perhaps one of these days, I'm going to convince Mr. Moore to host one of these Folks Talking Sports shows so he can add that to his repertoire as he expands on this platform. So for KP, AD Moore, I am Chris Gardner of the Houston Round Bar Review. Since 1994, the Houston Round Ball Review. Local name, global perspective. Everyone, take care. Go Pistons! Detroit basketball!